It's official. Canada is persona non grata on Meta. Chinese hackers may be deep in North American infrastructure, and a fake Android app may be stealing data from apps you think are for secure communication. These are the top tech news stories on today's Hashtag Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love, CIO of IT World Canada and Tech News Day in the US. Meta Platforms, formerly known as Facebook, has initiated the process to end the availability of news on its platforms in Canada. This move is in response to a new Canadian law that requires internet giants to pay news publishers for their content. Meta's decision follows a similar move in Australia, where the company briefly blocked news content earlier this year due to a comparable law. The company has been in negotiations with the Canadian government and news publishers over the law, which is expected to pass later this year. Meta's decision could significantly impact the way news is shared and consumed in Canada. Chinese hacking groups are making significant inroads into sensitive infrastructure with the intent of establishing a permanent presence, according to multiple reports. One group, known as Zirconium, has been using a suite of advanced spying tools to establish a permanent channel for data exfiltration within industrial infrastructure. Another group, referred to as Volt Typhoon, has hidden malware deep within critical infrastructure used by U.S. military bases worldwide, aiming to gain long-term disruptive capabilities. These operations seem to be coming from separate departments within the Chinese government, each targeting different parts of U.S. and European infrastructures. The groups are striving to create permanent footholds where they can covertly establish operations and potentially be able to disrupt infrastructure and maybe even military operations. No wonder, given the last story, the White House has unveiled a comprehensive cybersecurity workforce and education strategy aimed at addressing the growing demand for cybersecurity professionals in the U.S. The strategy, which is the first of its kind, is designed to make cybersecurity careers more attainable and attractive to U.S. workers. The plan is built on three pillars: digital literacy, cybersecurity education, and workforce issues. The strategy includes initiatives such as boosting compensation for federal cyber roles, making hiring more flexible, and training government human resources specialists in hiring cybersecurity positions. The National Science Foundation, the National Security Agency, the Department of Veterans Affairs, and the Aspen Institute have pledged support for the strategy. Meta, the company formerly known as Facebook, is reportedly preparing to launch AI-powered chatbots with distinct personas. These chatbots, designed to have human-like conversations with users across Meta's platforms, including Facebook and Instagram, are expected to roll out as early as next month. The personas range from a surfer-style travel advisor to a chatbot that speaks like Abraham Lincoln. The chatbots are intended to boost user engagement by offering a novel way to search the platform and receive recommendations. However, they also have the potential to collect extensive user data, which could raise privacy concerns. And this move follows Snapchat's launch of an AI chatbot earlier this year, which also raised concerns about interactions with young users and generated a lot of one-star ratings. Hackers are using a fake Android app named SafeChat to steal user data from popular communications apps such as Telegram, Signal, WhatsApp, Viber, and Facebook Messenger. The spyware, suspected to be a variant of covertly, I never know how to pronounce these things, covertly, is believed to be the work of an Indian APT hacking group, Bahamut. The group mainly conducts its attacks through spear-phishing messages on WhatsApp that send malicious payloads directly to the victim. The SafeChat app features a deceiving interface that appears to be a real chat app and takes the victim through a seemingly legitimate user registration process, adding credibility and serving as excellent cover for the spyware. The app also requests permissions to use the accessibility services, which are subsequently abused to automatically grant the spyware more permissions, enabling it to access the victim's contact lists, SMS, call logs, external device storage, and to fetch precise GPS location data from the infected device. AI chatbots like OpenAI's ChatGPT have a tendency to generate false information, a phenomenon known as hallucination. While developers are working to improve the truthfulness of AI systems, some experts are doubting that the issue can be completely resolved. The problem lies in the mismatch between the technology and its proposed use cases. AI language models are designed to predict the next word in a string. That's really what they do. And there will always be a rate at which the model does this inaccurately. One of the challenges lies in what developers call temperature. It's a term for probability percentage they use in calculating the next word in a phrase. If they use 100% as their probability, the text is, to use a technical term, it sucks. Only by dropping that probability factor, I've heard to somewhere around 80%, do you get this human-sounding and often well-written text. But you also get the probability, and I'll again use that technical term, of it making stuff up. So can we ever solve this? People like Sam Altman and others think if it can't be totally fixed, it can be improved. But I'm still a little perplexed on this one, because what was our standard accurate source before ChatGPT? The internet? Social media? Well, we all know how accurate that is. Just thinking out loud. Those are the top tech news stories for today. Hashtag Trending goes to air 5 days a week with a special weekend interview show called The Weekend Edition. And you can get us anywhere you get audio podcasts. And there's a copy of the show notes at itworldcanada.com/podcasts. We're also on YouTube 5 days a week with a video newscast, only there we're called Tech News Day and we're part of the ITWC channel. If you want to catch up on news more quickly, you can read these and more stories at technewsday.com and at itworldcanada.com on the homepage. We love your comments. I've shortened the stories this week. I'm dying to know whether people find that a better pace. I started it yesterday with something called the X-Files, where we had 4 stories from the artist formerly known as Twitter. I didn't want to drop the stories, so I made them all a lot shorter, and it just seemed to work. You be the judge, though. If you've listened this far, you're the audience I'm trying to reach. So please go to the article at itworldcanada.com/podcasts. You find the text edition there. Click on the X or the check mark, but then tell me what you think. I'm your host, Jim Love. Have a wonderful Wednesday.